Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Now, hey, we are back on the Be Amazed channel. Now, this title here says, I don't know if this is the title I'm gonna write, because sometimes with words like this, it gets kind of tricky on YouTube. But the title here says, Dumb People Who Gave Natural Selection the Middle Finger, Part 2. It's a lot of people out there who be doing, you always say you can't be dumb and stupid. Pick one. Pick one. But hey, shout out to all the good humans out there. We gonna check this out. Hopefully nothing in here is too crazy. I was gonna go live and do this, but I decided to just watch it because I don't know if something here is too crazy. I ain't gonna be able to show it, but I always leave the link for the full video for you guys to check it out for yourself. So we ain't gonna waste no more time. Let's jump right into it.
Ideas are what keep humanity constantly evolving and moving forward.
Right.
For the most part. But unfortunately, some people have such dumb ideas that their life becomes a constant dance along the knife edge of natural selection.
Bro.
For a lesson in precisely the kind of ideas you should avoid at all costs, join me as we explore some incredibly foolish people who narrowly avoided a Darwin Award.
I'm going to see if I can even show that. Just from this intro, man, that was a lot. The Darwin Awards. You already know what those are. For those of you who don't, it's about people who may have died in the most dumbest ways. Here we go. Amazing.
Rings and things. Fishing can be a very calming way to pass an afternoon, assuming you don't catch something super deadly. But when an Englishman on holiday went fishing on the Australian coastline, his total lack of awareness landed him in extreme danger. He reeled in his line to find he'd hooked a beautiful little yellow octopus covered in striking blue rings.
Okay.
Instead of casting it back into the sea, he decided to film himself playing with the creature, allowing his friend to place it on his arm. He wasn't particularly gentle either, but if he'd angered the little creature into attacking, he'd soon know about it. Why? Well, the man later discovered that his colorful catch was an aptly named blue-ringed octopus, a species that comes loaded with enough venom to kill 26 humans in mere minutes. Needless to say,
26 humans in... Bro. See, again, this is stuff you need to find out before you go and do that type of stuff. And again, they got me over here questioning stupid. Even if it didn't, I still ain't doing that. Oh, my goodness, man.
He learned what he should have known already.
Right.
Don't mess with Australian wildlife.
Oh, no.
Bombs away. An unfortunate thing about dumb people is that they're often convinced they know better than anyone. But when it comes to suspected bomb threats, taking matters into your own hands is pretty much a death wish.
No.
That didn't stop one Milwaukee citizen in 2018, though. Impatient with the street blockage caused when police cordoned off an area around an abandoned bag suspected to contain a bomb, the fellow decided he'd speed up the process himself. So he rode his bike through police tape and with the opposite approach to the careful, methodical bomb squad, began carelessly emptying the bag's contents. Luckily, the bag proved to contain little more than a few items of clothing. But given that police were on the scene armed with handguns, the potential bomb inside the bag wasn't the only danger posed to this man of questionable wits. He was lucky to not be shot, let alone blown up.
They better get that dude a job. Fearless. Fearless. Absolutely fearless. Hey, ain't no way. This dude, and he's on a bike? I thought he was in a car and he was blocked off. You telling me he couldn't just find another route? That man is fearless. Plot twist. It was his bag.
But the full-speed tackle and eventual arrest for tampering with evidence hopefully helped him learn a few lessons about touching what isn't his.
Man.
Strong swimmer. Everybody likes to take a little dip in the water while on vacation, but usually that dip doesn't take place in Hoover Dam. In the midst of a drunken bachelor's weekend, a Welsh tourist decided the Nevada heat was too much when he and his pals arrived at the dam. So the 28-year-old clambered down the rocks and into the water. In the 30 minutes before he was caught and arrested, he enjoyed his swim, totally unaware of the peril he was in. Almost 300 people have died swimming in Hoover Dam in the last decade. The only reason he didn't join those numbers was that 9 out of the 10 hydroelectric turbines were turned off that day, so he wasn't pulled to a watery grave by the usual sucking currents. Instead, he made it all the way across to the other side, where the police kindly helped him understand just how stupid he'd been with a $300 fine.
Got lucky.
Croc and roll.
Oh no.
There are some things that even the stupidest people avoid, and jumping into a crocodile-infested river pretty much tops the list. But a young Australian man took jaw-dropping stupidity and arrogance to the next level when, in a bid to impress a girl, he did exactly that. After bragging about how easy it'd be, he hopped on into a river in Queensland and was almost immediately confronted with snapping razor-toothed jaws that clamped shut around his arm. The croc dragged him 20 feet along the river before he landed a punch to its eye, upon which it finally released its meal. If it hadn't let him go or had initiated a death roll, he could have ended up armless or even drowned. He got out alive with only minor injuries to his arm, but the girl was absolutely not impressed. Off the beaten track.
Of course you would.
When preventing a few cosmetic scratches to your car is more important to you than avoiding death, it's safe to say you're probably not the brightest. To demonstrate, take a look at this dim-witted driver, captured on film. They find themselves in a sticky situation after muscling through one closing barrier at a train junction, only to be stopped by the next one. Trapped on the tracks, the smart thing to do would have been hitting the gas and barging through one of the barriers to safety. But the paintwork damage this might have done to the car was too much to handle. And instead, the driver moves around aimlessly as the train rapidly approaches. Eventually, a reflective jacketed hero holds open the gate and allows them to exit milliseconds before the train barrels through. Somehow, I doubt the driver even appreciated how close their stupidity had brought them to death.
I mean, you gotta be just, I like to use the word my mother used, you know, instead of calling someone stupid or dumb, she liked to say dizzy. You gotta be one dizzy mother lover to do that. Like, and then, like how he said, not just barrel to, like, I tell you, man, I'm a people person, but people have been, ooh-wee.
Just remember, a couple of scratches on your paintwork is better than your car becoming a metal pancake with you still inside it.
Exactly. And you gonna be the
explosive redecoration. Fireworks and numbskulls are about as good of a mix as orange slices and toothpaste. But when you throw in the bright idea to launch fireworks from inside an apartment, the schmuckery goes off the charts. With little understanding of aiming, fire safety, or, you know, basic physics, the girl in this clip attempts to launch her fireworks out of her apartment window. Only the firework snags on the window frame, bursting into flames. Before her brain has probably even realized there's a problem, the girl's windowsill, curtains, and blinds are engulfed. Miraculously, the flames die down and no one is hurt. The only real damage is a thoroughly scorched windowsill. Good luck claiming that on the insurance, young lady.
Told you, my brother did that.
Dumb as a board. When transporting construction equipment on the back of trucks, there are good reasons people use strong ropes and chains to secure it.
Right.
Unfortunately, this guy didn't get that memo and is instead filled with misplaced confidence.
Shout out to this brother's wingspan, first of all. And as a guy who worked at Home Depot, people show up with looking like that and leave looking like that. I hated tying people's stuff down because I'm like, bro, I don't think you should be taking this. Oh, it'll be fine. But look at this dude, this land. First of all, that I don't know where they at, but it's illegal here, right? This brother looking like Superman done landed on the back of his truck. Like, look at that.
That his arms will do the job just fine. Of course, it's not long before the wind gets under the large boards he's holding, sending them flying off and nearly taking him with them. Somehow,
dude, he got, wish I could put that don't know how to put it in slow motion.
Confidence that his arms will do the job just fine. Of course, it's not long before the wind gets under the large boards he's holding, sending them flying off and nearly taking him with them. Somehow he keeps his place, but his stubborn approach to do-it-yourself nearly landed his face a hard and fast meeting with Dr. Tarmac.
And then you can cause an accident.
Take another burn. In life, some people are stupid due to a lack of knowledge, but some appear to be stupid just for the sake of it. Like these two, who independently reached the same conclusion that it'd be a great idea to take one of the world's hottest chili peppers and smoke it. The first gentleman stuffs a Carolina Reaper pepper into his smoking vessel of choice before taking an agonizing rip. I'll let his response speak for itself as to whether he thought it was a wise decision in retrospect.
Yeah.
An equally smart fellow took the same idea into the modern world by vaping Carolina Reaper oil. Because, you know, vaping is much healthier. His reaction is equally filled with regret. Unbelievably, he follows it up by inhaling some more of the pepper through his nose and rubbing some in his eyes, resulting in this.
What is it? Oh, my God. He said rubbing in. Like, come on, man. Again, it's hard to feel any type of sympathy for people like this. Like, you already know just eating that thing gonna tear you up. But doing it the way they doing it and putting it in his eye just to go viral. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It really doesn't get much dumber than that. These two geniuses effectively pepper sprayed themselves directly to the lungs, which could have caused respiratory failure.
What Derek Jeter
But I
doing?
don't believe they thought of that beforehand because I get the feeling they don't think very much at all. Roll with it. One sunny day in the southern Philippines, a group of friends had the bright idea to take a huge tire and roll it down a local hill, with one of their friends inside it. The idea is certainly flawed to begin with, but their hopes of a smoothish ride along a dirt road are soon dashed when the tire smashes through a fence into an adjacent field. With the young man inside undergoing centripetal forces that would make an astronaut wince, he spins and bumps his way to the bottom of a much steeper hill before finally coming to a stop. Somehow, besides some serious dizziness and a few bruises, the stuntman simpleton makes it out relatively unscathed. I certainly hope that didn't give him the confidence to try it again. But honestly, I'm not too hopeful.
You simple-minded mother.
Take it easy. When a Burger King employee spotted a propane tank leaking in the back of a customer's truck at a drive-thru in 2019, the truck owner shrugged it off, which of course is never a smart move. Soon enough, static electricity ignited the leaking gas, covering the truck in flames.
Look at him.
But this seemed to be no biggie for the driver, who took a seat on a dangerously close-by wall, waiting calmly for the flames to die down. His calm demeanor was finally shaken when the leaking tank exploded into an enormous ball of flame, scorching the truck owner into an awareness of the danger. Though the driver was taken to the hospital, he did survive the ordeal, and now probably has flashbacks whenever anybody mentions anything flame-grilled. Ladders to heaven. The internet is overflowing with examples of people foolishly betting their lives on the stability of poorly placed ladders. Like this fellow, propping up his ladder per lives on the stability.
Dude, look at this. This dude literally it's just on the lip of this. Oh my goodness, man. Because you know once you slip, your foot is going through the ladder, then it's going to oh, man. People just... This is a bad video, man. This is a bad video. Like...
of poorly placed ladders. Like this fellow, propping up his ladder precariously between two buildings. He was named Biggest Ladder Idiot by the UK Ladder Association in 2012. Yep, apparently that's an actual thing in the UK. But nothing compares to this image, which has been making the rounds online for years.
On the wire?
Its subject appears free from any concerns about little things like gravity. Of course, his repairs to the power lines won't mean much if his ladder slips and sends him to his doom. Sure, 300 people may die every year in the US from falling off of ladders, but who am I to criticize a hard worker? Hitching a ride. Lagos Airport in Nigeria was forced to reflect on its security measures in 2019 when a trespasser tried to hitch a ride on an outgoing flight. Only he wasn't stowed away in a suitcase or overhead locker. He managed to sneak onto the runway and climb onto the plane's
saw
wing
this
while it was moving.
on Mr.
His
Ballin'.
outstandingly intelligent free travel plan was thwarted when passengers spotted him, forcing the pilots to stop.
It's so crazy because they got it. It looked like he was like, this is the twerking position. It brother looked like he's about to start twerking. I tell you, man. Simple-minded mother lovers. Dizzy.
Intelligent free travel plan was thwarted when passengers spotted him, forcing the pilots to stop the engine. Allegedly, upon his arrest, he claimed he'd been planning to travel to Ghana, considering the plane was headed to another part of Nigeria, 800 miles from.
Yeah, doing that, you ain't gonna do nothing but you ain't gonna do nothing. Oh my goodness, man. But lose your life.
His destination, he should have been grateful that his capture at least saved him a wasted journey. Realistically, though, the journey's main outcome, had the aerial hitchhiker not been caught, would have been a crash course in how to plummet to your death. High aspirations. After an intense afternoon of, herbal remedies, a woman from Zlin, Czech Republic found herself in quite the pickle. After wandering around in a state of extreme intoxication, the girl eventually decided to make her way over a nearby river using a convenient bridge. But as she climbed onto the so-called bridge, she'd failed to notice that it wasn't a bridge at all. It was a 40-foot tall electricity pylon, and she was spotted trying to climb her way over it. After 40-foot tall electricity pylon, and she.
This might have to be my thumbnail right here. Now, this might be, I mean, those ladders were bad. The dude sitting there letting his car on fire at Burger King was really, this right here though, just this image, man. This is bad. This is actually.
Was spotted trying to climb her way over it. After 2 hours, she'd almost reached the top and had wrapped herself around the pylon's insulator cylinders before being rescued. Luckily for her, both the insulators and the power cables were up to spec, as even the slightest flaw in the insulating material could have led to her being electrocuted. Hopefully this girl will think twice before imbibing anything likely to make her hold a middle finger up to natural selection in such a way in the future. And with a bit of luck, she'll also make sure any bridges she crosses are more horizontal. Which of these dark...
Oh my goodness, man. That was bad. Just a friendly reminder, you guys, to for those of you who have one, please use it. Your brain, that is. This right here was so bad. And luckily, no one was seriously injured. Amazingly. Wow. That literally set my brain on fire. But all right, hey, appreciate you guys coming over. Hope you guys enjoyed. Got some more stuff to check out. Hopefully you guys will stick around. All right, peace out.